Hey y'all, me Melissa Davis, Drama and Doobies. So Kim, let's do a little bit of updates on Kim. Kim has been making a shit ton of posts. She's back on her motherfucking shit. This is all on Facebook. No, I'm gonna tell you her pages, but her name is the same across all social media. So there's that. So don't ask me in the comments. Anyways, so I did an AI speech because I was not about to read this out to all of y'all, and I know how annoying it is to have to read it for yourselves. So let's see what she had to say in this post, shall we? It's long as a motherfucker.
Y'all want to give my son some counseling when y'all didn't even lock up the man who did that shit to my child. What a slap in a fucking face. And called it behavioral health because I was standing up against the fucking predator by protecting my child and give them my child to avoid. Something that you won't even give your child a voice. I am my mama bear and I stand firm, and what I believe in y'all had me do programs, and I've done them. Y'all traumatize my child more. You want to help my son helping him by locking the man up who did that weird shit, give them back to me where he was safe at and protected and well taken care of. I'm not one of those moms that's gonna throw generational curses underneath the rug without breaking them, and I don't throw shit underneath the rug. I stand further in what I believe in. I stand firm and protected my child. These people had failed my child, and now they think they're helping him. They're not helping my child. My child has been abused since he been with these people. They didn't snatch things out his arm's tablets because he wouldn't give it to them. They have put my son in the basement in a room with no windows when all the other kids were upstairs, and guess who's downstairs with them? The foster parents. They have tried to silence me off of social media because they see how much views I got, and they know for a fact people are going to hear what I have to say. I don't play about my child. They try to call me crazy because I was standing up for my child. They tried to say it was behavioral health, and it's not. I am a good ass mother, and I don't play these games about my child. You want to help give me my child back and lock me up who did that to my child, and give me all the money that y'all owe me from pain and suffering all. These kids out here homeless with their parents inside of shelters. I've done everything I had to do. Y'all took him for me being homeless, not anything else. I have a good lawyer. I have a home for me and my child. I have a car for me and my child. My child had everything he needs and more, and always did give me my child back so I can fight this man that owes me all that money for that house. He owes me 17K plus pain and suffering. And I lost my child in the midst of losing my place because of being homeless and raising my child's voice after that predator do what the fuck he did to my child. They had 302 me without valid reason, only for them to let me go with nothing found, which was very unjustifiable, and I'm suing the detectives for this. I had contacted the FBI Federal Bureau of Investigation against York City Police Department. My son, his hair is not being kept up. Every time I see him, he got dustin in his eyes, sleep crust. He's chewing down his fingernails cause he said he's hungry. He said that foster guy screamed at him, snatched things from him on his arm, aka the tablet. They got him in the basement with no room windows, OBJ away from the other kids. They sent my son to school with his hair matted down, and you can tell they're not keeping up with him. They missed one of his dental appointments and said it's because they had something else going on, so now my son has an infection in his mouth. Every time I stick up for my son, they try to silence me and tell me it's nothing, that they're good people because they have other kids, when literally I see everything. My son was even scratched on his back by their dog who was aggressive, and they had to put their dog inside of a kennel. A lot of things my son had said in front of people who were supervising our visits, and they are not taking none of this in consideration. But they took them because he was sleeping in the car with me when they could have put us in a hotel room for 4 days like they did with me after they took him. They had me do a mental health evaluation, drug and alcohol evaluation. I don't even do drugs, all because of what people was trying to say to stop that predator from being locked up. They was pretty much putting attention on me also because they didn't want to do their job. It was easier for them to say I was crazy than helping my son get justice for what happened to him. I went to the system for help, and they let me down and made me look like a fool completely. And they took my kid in the midst of trying to lock this predator up. They didn't want to hear us. They didn't want to believe us. They didn't want to listen to us. They wanted to assume the worst. I think that everything was completely made up or some shit. Now that they have my Sunday, I understand that he needs counseling for what happened to him. If my son needs counseling for what happened to him, why ain't the man locked up? Riddle me that. York City detectives, I'm bringing y'all down. Y'all did not do your job. And if y'all think for 1 second, this man is gonna get away with molesting my child, you got another thing coming, because by the grace of God you was not hired in God, and you was not higher than the federal investigation of FBI, and I will go above them to make sure y'all people are held accountable for all the wrong and unusable actions that y'all caused and gets me and my child in the court of law. You will be held accountable for all your unjustifiable act. And nobody is above the law, so understand this. Just because you wear a badge and just because you're detective, you still can be held accountable for your actions in the court of law. Shout out to the children, youth. Shout out to Miss Marla for believing my son, for believing us. Shout out to the casework who turned it around. Stand up for my son. Shout to the best lawyer in my city for taking no BS from me or others and getting shit done. Y'all have to understand that we as PPLYL must stop being silent and stand up arrow. Don't let shit silence you. Freedom of speech. Your rights know your shit.